Hey guys, welcome to your daily December download. And I've been thinking the soul versus soulless argument is kind of stupid. Like, it doesn't hold up under scrutiny. If you don't know, in recent years, because things get remade or get sequels to, or franchises last a really long time, people now make the common argument and showing a picture of two things and going like soul versus soulless. But from what I've noticed, it usually just involves the soulless thing just being a new art style. Sometimes a thing can like be worse, yeah, but like most of the time it's just a different art style, or sometimes just updated graphics. And people lose their minds. And it's really stupid because it doesn't have much objective base, and is like, you can't measure soul. Yeah, I know that it sounds reasonable when someone says it out loud, but you can't measure soul. You could critique something on its merits and obviously, you know, have strong arguments, but soul is such a vague concept that you cannot measure it. It doesn't have a definition. It just means you like it. It's like, you could say, maybe you could say that the argument that could be soul is something that you can feel an artist's touch through, but who's to say someone else can't feel the artist's touch through the new thing? It's one of those things that it just does. It just has become a replacement for I like this thing and I don't like new thing, and new thing bad because soulless. It's a very weak argument. I've seen this happen with like just like, I think the big thing that went around was the Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 4 remake video by Crobat. That was like the big thing recently. And the big thing was, so you see, this game's louder. Or I can look up a girl's panties, and I can't do that in the new game. Soulless. And it's like, that's not how that works at all. It's not a strong argument. It's just, I like old thing because I'm old. And that seems to be the case with most things. Most people like the stuff they grew up with and do not like anything new. And then proceed to say that everything new is bad for the next 30 years until something comes out that is just the old thing again, regurgitated back at them, and they can enjoy that. It's standard human behavior. Everything new is bad until it's good, because it was not bad anymore. If you grew up, if you were an 80s or 90s kid, you probably felt gaming was dying when it went into 3D, you know, and now the 2000s kids are like, oh, gaming's dead, because, you know, graphics got better and controls became good. It's like, I hate the homogenization. Why does every game have to have XP jump? It's like, well, I'm sorry. It makes sense for it to be jump. It's fine, dude. But, that's besides the point. But, yeah, no, the soul versus soulless debate seems to be marked by a bunch of just, I like old thing better, which is really silly. Like, a new thing that came out. Jet Set Radio is coming out with a new game. And the first thing I saw after after the initial reveal was some people going like, "Oh man, it's soulless now," because it doesn't look like a Dreamcast game, and it's like, that's not soulless. Again, it's so hard to describe what soul or soulless is, because it's you can't measure it. It's a non-existent concept. It's something made up. It's not real. You can't measure. You can measure quality to a certain degree if everyone agrees on certain basis for what can be quality, or like if everyone's on the same page. But soul and soulless is such a such a specific thing to your specific taste that it's such a non-argument, but people will ride or die by it. And it's just very silly. That's it. I just had to complain about this because I've seen a lot of it, and it's really weird. Because it's not real. See you all tomorrow.